Thanks for staying with us. Sam Ablakwa is the ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee in Parliament. Also, Professor Godfrey Bokwe is a professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School, and Dr. Ishmael Hlobo is an international relations analyst who will join us also. Let me start with you, Sam. So I'm pretty sure, have you been invited to any of Kamala's events?
Yes.
You have
yes,
been, okay.
Yes.
So you had an opportunity
I was invited to the dinner, which was held in her honor yesterday. But there was this tragic development in my constituency, terrible accident over the weekend. And so the Joapon community is in a state of mourning. We lost 6 of our compatriots in Joapon. And I spent the whole day visiting families. There's one survivor at the hospital. So by the time I was done with all of those visits, the day was really gone. So I missed out on the dinner last night. But it's been a good visit from all indications. Ghana is becoming a very popular destination for United States presidents and vice presidents. The last time a vice president was here was in 1957, President Nixon. We've had
Nixon was here.
Yes, yes.
Was it before?
Yeah, he was quite close to.
Oh, look, that was way before the
way before he became president and the Watergate scandal. Yeah. So he came in as vice president. Then we've had President Clinton. As you gave the intro, I also.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You also stood by the roadside.
Yeah, we're from Presec. Virtually compulsory for all the students in Accra. It was quite a memorable visit. I always remember President Rawlings's fugu over his white shirt. And President
when the beast passed and you spotting to see him and waving the
under
flag.
The scorching sun for many hours. But it's a lasting memory that we have, our generation. And then interestingly, President Bush followed from another party, continuing with the tradition. So the Democrats had come, the Republicans followed, and then President Obama. And this time I was Deputy Minister for Information and got involved in the planning. I was in the planning committee.
That's 2009.
Yeah, that was a very historic visit. So you had the first African-American president of Kenyan background, but deciding that he will visit Ghana. Yeah. There must be something about Ghana. Now you have Vice President Kamala Harris, who grew up at some point in Zambia. But in terms of the arrangement, she decides to visit Ghana first and to visit the castles and forts which remain iconic symbols of that dark history, which Ghana has now become noted for in terms of the Year of Return commemoration. And she did deliver an emotional speech. I was listening to her earlier in the day to decide that she'll visit Ghana first on this 3-leg tour. From here, she goes to Tanzania and then to Zambia for obvious reasons. Her maternal grandfather had worked in Zambia for a considerable number of years. She grew up there at some point. She hasn't returned to Zambia in more than 3 decades and is making a return. But coming to Ghana first, being the first black and female vice president of the United States of America, it's the symbolism is significant, and it tells you that the example that we are on the African continent, our stability, our democratic credentials, and the fact that we remain a role model nation for many African countries, despite our setbacks, particularly in the economic arena. It is in the economic arena that we have not acquitted ourselves creditably with this debt restructuring and the current economic meltdown that we are all facing. So you notice that in her speech, she has been eager to give us assurances that America will be there for us. She's speaking to the Paris Club. She's committing to also putting a word at the IMF to make sure that we do get a program and all of that. Clearly, they are all concerned that Ghana, the huge reputation we have, the fact that we are such a strategic ally, they would not want the Ghanaian economy to collapse. All the many years of strategic alliances. It's not only the monetary aspect, but if you come to consider the fact that Ghana has been a hub for all kinds of, deployments. If you look at even when Ebola struck, remember that President Mahama had made a case at the United Nations, and the US and other Western nations had agreed to use Ghana as the logistics hub through which they were more comfortable to work through Ghana to reach out to the affected nations. You look at even the Millennium Challenge account, you notice that Ghana was a special case from AGOA all the way. And so in terms of all of those strategic alliances in health, public health, in security, in education, in trade, we really are an important nation to the Americans.